Win. Entry start at £2.50. Call 0903 686 3232. Calls cost £2.50 plus your network access charge. Or post your name and number to GB18 PO Box 8690 Derby DE1 9TT. UK only. Entrance must be 18 or over. Lines close at 4 p.m. on the 30th of January. Please check the closing time if listening or watching on demand. Good luck.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates,
5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5.
You got me good there.
Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah.
Uncensored.
Very, very racy tonight.
On the unpredictable.
What does she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace to
Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News.
the People's Channel?
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
At GB News, we love to hear from you, our loyal community. So drop us a line at gbnews.com/your say. There you can talk to each other and also to the presenters live on air. gbnews.com/your say, because GB News is your channel, Britain's news channel.
Well, good evening. It's 6 p.m. I'm Dawn Neeson and you're watching GB News on New Year's Eve, and we've got a cracking show coming up for you. It is Dewbs and Co, but obviously I'm not Michelle. She's having a well-deserved rest. Now, free views are getting harder to find and Primrose Hill remains closed and lingering safety concerns from 2023. We're looking on to the celebrations tonight with our ground reporters from London all the way to Cardiff, and we're asking, should political New Year's resolutions be about putting, British people first? What do you reckon on that one? And we've got a great panel for you tonight. Former Reform UK spokesman Gwen Taylor and former Labour advisor Scarlett Maguire. So thank you so much for your company. We're going to have a party. Champagne will be involved. Lots of fireworks as well. But first, let's get the latest news headlines with Sam Francis.
Dawn, thank you, and good evening to you. The top story tonight at 6. A nurse injured in yesterday's attack at a Merseyside hospital has said she was nearly beaten to death and is lucky to be alive. 28-year-old Meg Lynch says she was struck from behind with a metal bar at Newton Community Hospital. She suffered head injuries that required CT scans and stitches. Police say a 20-year-old Afghan man was arrested at the scene after being refused an appointment and has since been detained under the Mental Health Act. Merseyside police say 6 people were injured but are in a stable condition tonight, with high visibility patrols continuing while inquiries and forensic work remain ongoing. The government has been accused of embarrassing failures of due diligence over the case of British Egyptian activist Alaa Abdel Fattah. In a letter to the Foreign Secretary Yvette Cooper, the chair of the Foreign Affairs Committee, Emily Thornberry, said ministers could have avoided problems by appointing a promised envoy for complex detention cases. It comes amid controversy over historic social media posts by Mr Abdel Fattah, with some MPs calling for his British citizenship to be stripped. Downing Street says the comments were abhorrent, but insists Britain still has a duty to support citizens unlawfully detained abroad. Eurostar services through the Channel Tunnel have returned to normal after major disruption ahead of New Year's Eve. Thousands of passengers were delayed on Tuesday after an overhead power fault and a broken-down Le Shuttle train blocked routes between the UK and France. Most services from London St Pancras International are now running, though Eurostar is warning of possible knock-on delays and last-minute cancellations. Passengers affected by the disruption are being offered enhanced compensation. More than 500 new ambulances are being rolled out across England in what the NHS says is its biggest fleet upgrade in years. The £75 million investment includes modern navigation systems and enhanced safety equipment, all to help crews work faster and more safely. The Health Secretary Wes Streeting says the vehicles will improve patient comfort and help ambulances turn around more quickly.
£75 million this year, over £400 million over the next 4 years to make sure we've got a modern, effective fleet that provides safety for patients, efficiency and comfort for the crew. The Queen has been praised for speaking publicly about being attacked on a train as a teenager.
campaigners saying it sends a powerful message to survivors. Speaking on Radio 4's Today programme, Queen Camilla recalled feeling angry and furious after the assault in a radio broadcast discussing violence against women and girls. The UK's Special Envoy for Women and Girls, Harriet Harman, has said the Queen speaking out was so important in challenging attitudes that excuse abuse. And New Year's Eve revellers are being urged to wrap up warm as cold temperatures are set to greet celebrations across the UK tonight. The Met Office says conditions will be mostly dry for the fireworks, but with biting winds and temperatures hovering just above freezing in London at midnight. Further north, Scotland faces gusty winds and wintry showers for Hogmanay, with snow and gale-force winds forecast. Forecasters are also warning of travel disruption, possibly on New Year's Day, with snow, ice and freezing fog expected in parts of the country. That's your news and weather. For now, I'll be back with you in an hour.
For all the latest from GB News whilst you're on the go, get the GB News app. Scan the QR code now to download or visit gbnews.com/app.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Dewbs & Co with me, Dawn Neeson. Thank you so much for your company tonight on New Year's Eve. We're going to have a little bit of a party here, so you're invited as well. We have got a cracking panel for you indeed. Former Reform UK spokesman Gwen Taylor and former Labour advisor Scarlett Maguire. I seem to be the only one wearing sequins, but hey, I'm going to live with it, OK? Because it is New Year's Eve, and if you can't wear sequins on New Year's Eve, when can you? But if you're wearing sequins or not, this show is all about you and your views. So get them coming in. gbnews.com/your say. I'll read as many out as I possibly can. But hello to Jim and Shirley and Tilly and Stephen. Lots of you getting in touch already. And a happy New Year to all you. I hope you're having a wonderful evening out there. Now, talking of New Year, it's time to party, isn't it? Get out there, have a lovely time, you know, celebrate in our wonderful, safe capital city of London. Or maybe not. Londoners are gearing up, obviously, to celebrate New Year's Eve, and there's plenty of locals already rolling their eyes over what's happening. Because what should the capital's biggest party has become a huge letdown, OK? We've got the big firework display, you can see that from last year on your screens now, in London, but that is actually really expensive to go to, and tickets sell out straight away. Tickets between £20 and £50. There are lots of places around London. You can obviously just look up at the skies and see the beautiful fireworks. Our parks, for example. Oh, no. You're not allowed to do that now as well, because all those free viewing spots have vanished. Places like Primrose Hill, which, if you're not familiar, there's a big hill to the north of London. It's in films like 101 Dalmatians and things like that. Great view up there. Every year people gather up there and watch the fireworks for free in an open space that taxpayers fund. It's free. No, you can't do that now. I mean, there was a fatal stabbing in 2023. So the police and the Parks Authority, they're arguing over who's done what, have decided that to put a barrier around it, hence the borders thing I said earlier on, so you can't go and stand in the park and watch the fireworks. It's depressing. It really is. This great big fence around it. And also they are shutting Alexandra Palace, big park on the hills around North London as well, can't go in there. Greenwich Park down South London where you can see the fireworks, can't go there either. Big screens around that one as well. And even Hyde Park, they're shutting that one up at midnight, just in case anyone actually wants to go and celebrate the New Year with a glass of champagne in a taxpayer-funded park. In any case, the decision has attracted much criticism on social media, and certainly me. I'm really angry. What is the fun police doing? It's New Year's Eve, for God's sakes. Why can't we go and watch some fireworks? So, in any case, we've got Gwen Taylor and Scarlett Maguire to talk about this one. Gwen, I'm going to come to you. I'm angry about this. We can't defend our borders from people coming over on the boats, but we can put barriers up around our parks and stop taxpayers going to enjoy the spaces they pay for.
Those coming in boats have a little bit more determination to get here. If everybody actually said, no, we're going to go to Parliament Hill, they could take it over if they so desire.
Right, we're off straight.
And you may be wearing sequins on the outside, but I might be wearing them on the in.
Oh, right, OK. Are we talking sequined underpants here? Is there something we should know?
It has become increasingly this way. Fun is problematic. Somebody was murdered in 2023. How many people are killed and injured in Notting Hill? And that is allowed to continue. It seems to be... They closed the Parks Police. So you don't have the people who are actually... Their job is to look after the parks. They've gone. And I'm sure you'll just have a lot of people in high-vis jackets, cold and miserable, standing next to metal railings, saying, no, you can't come here, you can't park your car there. And it's just part of this great miserification of modern life.
It really is miserable.
We cannot be trusted to enjoy ourselves without the dead hand of the state.
The problem is you lose either way, right? Either, I mean, so there seems to be an argument between the royal parks and the Met.
It's a bit vague about
it's a bit political with a small p. Is the royal park says we haven't got enough to do it, and the Met goes they do, right? And the Met goes actually we think it would be fine, and the royal parks goes. But the problem is if something goes wrong, immediately the blame game begins. And it's why wasn't it done properly? Why won't this happen? Why won't? And I just feel that you're in a lose-lose position.
You're right. The media are complaining massively about the fact that the parks are being closed down and all the rest of it. But if there was something awful that happened, then the media would be complaining about that.
Oh yeah, and if they did your advice, which actually is quite fun, to jump over the railing.
All sorts of. Remember Glastonbury many years ago? No.
We're not encouraging people to do that.
But if they did that and anything went wrong, it would be this wasn't properly policed. It was. I mean, what drives me mad is that the blame game begins as something. Whatever happens, it's about a blame game, and it's you know the fireworks aren't good enough. They're woke. They're this. They're
going to upset the dogs as well.
Which they do, as we know.
But life, to a certain extent, life is too short. We are capable of enjoying ourselves without too much supervision, I would hope. And to a certain extent, it is modern society. Modern society wants to do one thing, but demands to be protected for everything. No,
Precisely.
We have to take responsibility for ourselves, our own fun, our own lives, our own lookout, and not blame everybody else for our own failings.
And because actually, like the swimming disaster on Christmas Day, you know, the first thing that the council had to say is, we said that our organised swim was cancelled. They had to say that immediately so that we know that anybody who went swimming did it of their own volition.
Didn't they all do it of their own accord in the first place?
I know, but it was just interesting that actually you couldn't blame anybody because they'd said we think it's too dangerous.
We are not children. People have been going to these parks to watch the fireworks as long as the fireworks have been going. The price of the fireworks has gone up this year as well, by the way. You do get a discount if you live in the London Borough. But you know, only the other week we heard Sadiq Khan, the Mayor of London, saying London is the safest city in the world, and now it's not safe. You can't go and watch the fireworks.
Well, it's safer than Paris, where they've closed down the event in the Champs-Elysees because of all the attacks on people in the Champs-Elysees.
They are worried about a terror attack. We don't think this is to do with terror, but...
No, yes, this is, as far as I know, this has got nothing to do with that. It's about crowd control. It's about the person who was killed. But all I'm trying to say is it is really, really difficult. It's really easy to
close down Oxford Street because people get mugged there.
Well, I mean, you know, to be fair, it's more to it than obviously that poor lad who did lose his life. I mean, because as you said, Wayne, if we were going to sort of like, you know, close down events when people lose life, Notting Hill would just never happen.
Yeah, quite right.
I mean, two people lost their life. But we are having this big event in London where you pay between £20 and £50 to go and see it. And the amount of people, and that's on the South Bank in London, on the Thames, you'll see it on your TV tonight. But that is, you know, the amount of people that are mugged and sort of like attacked on the South Bank in London. Well, we shouldn't be having that then either.
No, it's just...
Oh, but you pay for that one. That makes it safer.
Well,
no, but it's. I mean, look, if you want to blame somebody, you blame the Royal Parks Police. They decided that Primrose Hill was...
The ones who've been closed?
Yeah, we don't have them anymore. They've been...
The parks police, they're done.
Well, the parks have said we can't do it properly.
But not the parks police. We used to have parks
actually,
police.
To be fair, it's not Sadiq, right, who's done this thing with his, you know, they've got things on the South Bank. He's not saying close the parks. The people in charge of the parks are saying close them.
Well, it's all a bit vague about who is actually in charge of making the decision.
As a sort of early 20s, I'd go up to Trafalgar Square and get very cold and wet in the fountains. Bet that... no chance now.
God, I remember those days.
Yeah, it was great.
Go to the fountains.
Get to the fountains in Trafalgar Square, waving a bottle of champagne. Sorry, are you sure that's a plastic one?
But it's utterly...
Can't have a glass bottle.
Oh,
plastic glasses only.
We have...
come on, going. I bet you go to I have no intention, by the way, of going to Trafalgar Square this evening. You go to Trafalgar Square and you will see lots of people with glass bottles of champagne. I think we can go over the top. I think we do have to stick to reality. And there will be lots and
intention of
lots...
sticking to reality. This is New Year's Eve. I mean, come on.
I think there will be lots and lots of people celebrating, and lots of people, who will cut themselves on the bottles and do stupid things and go home, and they'll be so drunk that they can't do anything.
I suspect we'll be complaining to the authorities about my hangover.
Oh, we have hangover cures on the breakfast show tomorrow.
We may have hangover cures, but my point is that I may partake. I may have a hangover. I very rarely get hangovers, but I may get a hangover. Do I have some authority I can complain to about my own bad behaviour? Please. So I can just justify it myself and take no responsibility for anything I ever do.
I'd blame someone if I was you.
No.
But the thing is, it is the fun police in this country. Now, everything we want to do, we can't do because you might get hurt, you might upset someone, you might offend someone.
Oh, come on, Dawn. You can go to Hampstead Heath. You can go all over.
No. They've put a warning out about Hampstead Heath.
You can't
They've put several warnings about
Battersea Park you have to pay to get into.
What? No.
Battersea Park you have to pay to get into.
Yeah.
Really?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but it's
Hampstead. You've got to be careful of the wildlife. You can't go up to Hampstead Heath now because you might scare.
Maybe you can go swimming in the ponds.
Yeah,
and watch it from the ponds, and then you get reflections as well.
And right, you've thought about this a lot, haven't you?
They're having issues with the cafe there, though, so don't.
That is terrible. Can I say that Hampstead, because they've taken it away from the little people running cafes, and they're putting it out to tender.
Like the borrowers.
No,
right.
About the small businesses which you should be in favour of.
Indeed,
right, and it's terrible. It's terrible that the City of London have taken it away.
Is it City of London or Parks?
It's City of London. City of London have taken it away. Hampstead Heath.
I'm aware that there are.
Highgate Wood.
I'm aware there are Facebook groups of rage in.
There are Facebook groups of rage. But, see, so people do things like that, and they want to change things. I think it's great.
Well, I want to go and watch fireworks in London on one of the hills around London, but I can't.
Well, you can go up to Hampstead Heath.
You're not allowed to. You've got to be careful of upsetting the bunnies.
Well, then go up.
But that's an official warning.
You can still go up to Hampstead Heath. We are making a fuss about very little.
Come on. I don't think. I think those barriers around the parks are actually big brother.
The park.
I'm sorry.
The park is around Primrose Hill, right? Primrose Hill is the big one.
And Alexandra Palace and Greenwich. It's not just the one park now. It's
so you have to pay to go to other places. Hyde Park's being cleared out. It is.
Well, that's because this wretched Winter Wonderland, which obviously makes
Winter Wonderland was great, wasn't it? Yes, let me know what you think about this one. I mean, don't go and climb over the fence. We can't encourage. Well, that's the other thing, though, Gwen. There are actually going to be police there policing the fence, right? OK. But why can't they just police the people that want to go and watch the fireworks?
Because the fence is a long, thin line, and people are lots and thick in the sense of many people in one place. So you have to.
But there's going to be a police presence there in any case. So just keep an eye on everybody.
You'd hope.
It doesn't make sense.
2 or 3.
Sorry.
And to be fair, the Met are no doubt very thin blue line.
I mean, tonight, the Met, absolutely stretched. I mean, we've already talked about, how many drunkards there are going to be in Trafalgar Square.
That's enough,
and they will not only be in Trafalgar Square, they will be all over London getting very, very merry. And things go wrong. I mean, the ambulances will be coming in for sort of...
These brand new ambulances.
These brand new ambulances that we're so proud of. We'll get their outing tonight.
What are you saying, Scarlett, right? OK, what are you saying? Are you saying that we just never go out now just in case we hurt ourselves?
No, I'm saying exactly the opposite. I think you're making a terrible fuss about very little. I think basically we go out, we go to...
But we can't go to the park.
So people want to go to Trafalgar Square and go in the fountains.
It is getting a bit... it's getting a bit... the common people can go to their Wetherspoons, common people can go to drink their Victory gin, but we are going to command the places that people used to gather, such as Primrose Hill, such as Greenwich, such as other places, are being restricted, and so we're being almost kettled into certain places.
Being good,
and I think that's it isn't healthy. It's not a good thing.
I think we're going completely over the top, and I think anybody in London. Or outside London, actually, which is sort of much more important because there are many more people there who want to enjoy New Year's Eve.
Lots of people do travel into London to see the fireworks.
Probably not this time.
Not this time.
So they can have more fun in their local door.
Can I
have more fun in their local door.
It's better on the telly.
Well, you can watch it on GB News as well.
Well, that's... No.
OK, well, we do have a spokesperson for the Met Police has said the closure of Primrose Hill isn't a police decision.
Right.
It was announced by the Royal Parks weeks ago, citing the challenges they faced in providing the necessary crowd management to safely accommodate up to 30,000 people in the park. Claims that this is the result of the disbanding of the dedicated Parks police team are inaccurate. While Parks officers have primary responsibility for the area on an everyday basis, they made up just 15 of the 144 officers deployed to Primrose Hill on New Year's Eve last year. Police resources are not a factor here.
Right. So it was the Royal Parks. It's the Royal Parks. They're closing Hyde Park. They close. So it's, you know, it's not the fun police. It's.
But if they're citing security and crowd management, and that is the police.
Yeah.
So it's a 6 1 half dozen
the
the other.
police are saying it's fine. We think it's fine, the police are saying.
In any case, let us know what you think. gbnews.com/your say, and I will read as many out as possible. And by the way, talking of watching telly tonight, don't forget we've got a really great live party here on GB News for you. That's our special New Year's Eve coverage with Ben Turner, Ben Leo, Alex Armstrong, Miriam Cates and Darren Grimes. We are really spoiling you, aren't they? They're ringing in the new year live with us here on GB News. Now, the bar's already set up, so you don't want to miss it, tell you that much. OK, coming up, we'll be taking you over to Hampstead Heath, indeed, we'd already mentioned it, and Edinburgh as people begin to gather to watch the fireworks.
No.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk then?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m, only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
You want to know what's really going on in the corridors of power? Labour don't know what to do with you half the time, and that makes you quite lethal in the chamber. Get behind the headlines with Chopper's Political Podcast. Join me, Christopher Hope, as I sit down with the great and the good of British politics. We'll see where this ruling takes us. These are the stories shaping our nation. Chopper's Political Podcast, available now on all platforms. Listen in and stay ahead.
Decisions made in Washington aren't just shaping America, they're shaping Britain too. From migration to global security, from crime to health. Whatever happens in the White House today
will be felt in your town or city tomorrow.
That's why The Late Show is live from Washington, D.C.
Cutting through the politics to show you what it all means for Britain.
The Late Show live every night at midnight.
Only on GB News,
Britain's news channel.
Exciting news. Every Friday, my Patrick Christie's Tonight Show is going to have a twist to it. We're welcoming some special guests. You. That's right, on Fridays I'm going to be doing my show in front of a live studio audience because this show is about you and what you have to say. It's going to be the same big debates, same big topics, same big opinions, but every Friday night at 9 p.m. you are invited to come on down to Patrick Christie's Tonight to be a part of the action. Only on GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
5 hosts, 5 opinions, 5 fearless debates,
5 unfiltered takes on the day's news.
5 reasons not to be anywhere else on Saturday night.
This is the Saturday 5.
You got me good there.
Britain's biggest Saturday night TV show.
It's not a bad brand.
Yeah.
Uncensored.
Very, very racy tonight.
Unpredictable.
What did she say? Can you translate it for us?
And always entertaining.
And how can a country go from being led by William Wallace
Saturday nights from 6 p.m. only on GB News,
the People's Channel.
Britain's news channel.
You're going to want to stay tuned, trust me.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
my dry days.
Hello, welcome back to Dewbs & Co on New Year's Eve. Hope you're having a wonderful evening out there and are getting ready. We certainly are in the studio. This is obviously just a prop for New Year's Eve. Not going to drink it at all in any way, shape or form. I have Scarlett Maguire, who just can't wait, and Grain Taylor with me on the panel today. Now, New Year's Eve preparations are underway across the country. Not so much in London, maybe, as millions gather to bring in 2026. So we've sent GB News national reporter Will Godley up to Hampstead Heath, where people are gathering, even though they're not meant to be, to watch the fireworks from a vast distance because they haven't paid. OK, Will, what's going on up there?
Well, Dawn, good evening to you. Yes, some people gathering here where they'll get a great glimpse of the fireworks at midnight. Take a look at the skyline behind me, London's iconic skyline. And already this evening we've been treated to some different fireworks as people throughout London celebrate and bring in 2026 in their own way. But so far at the moment, not many people gathering here yet. Still some 5 and a bit hours off from the clock striking 12. But some people who are braving the cold as Claudio and Tom. Hello, good evening, Happy New Year to you both when the clock strikes 12. How are you planning on spending the next few hours here?
Oh, going to be have a few friends show up, gather around, listen to music, have some drinks, celebrate the New Year's with good people and everything like that, and enjoying the great view while at it.
Tom, anything you're looking forward to?
Oh, I just want to keep warm. But the fireworks, I'll look forward to the fireworks.
We are British, of course, and nothing we love more than talking about the weather. It's 1 degree out here. How are you planning on staying warm?
Strong drinks, walking around a lot, just talking a lot as well, because with some of my favourite people, so yeah.
Tom, scarves helping?
Oh, I'm not normally a scarf man. It's helping a lot right now.
Me too. I don't normally wear scarves either. And let's talk about the year, because it's been a fantastic year, 2025. Claudio, what's been your highlight?
Getting married. That's been my biggest highlight of the year. Got married back in April, and I would say that would be my biggest highlight.
Tom, what have you enjoyed about this year?
Being witness to his marriage, and being trained in a forklift.
Wow.
Yeah.
Highlight, yeah. Who knows how to run a forklift? Not me, but now you do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And what about 2026? Any New Year's resolutions? Anything you're going to be starting from midnight?
I don't know from midnight. I don't know if I can think about it midnight. Hobbies. I need to get back to my hobbies.
More hobbies than Claudio?
Yeah. Continue working hard on my electrician job and working hard to get my wife into the country. She's from the States and take it out for a long time, and that's something we've been working hard to do.
Something to look forward to in 2026. And Tom, anything you're looking forward to?
My bed after this. Nice and warm.
Yeah, you better get the heating on already. It's certainly cold out here. People are gathering here, and many more people thought to be gathering here this evening as, of course, Primrose Hill closed this year. Normally 30,000 people there, and many of them might be here this evening, Dawn.
Indeed. I have to say, Will, you look well wrapped up, but you still look absolutely freezing.
Can he hear you?
Can you hear me, Will? No, I don't think he can hear me. I was just saying he looks so cold, bless him, honestly. OK, well, that's what's happening on Hampstead Heath. Going to be honest, didn't seem that exciting, did it? OK, so now let's also go to Edinburgh, shall we? Because the thousands are also gathering up there for the world's biggest New Year celebration. Scottish capital, long regarded as home of Hogmanay, is hosting its famous street party to ring in 2026. So we've got GB News reporter, the wonderful Bethany Elsey up there. Bethany, what's happening?
Hi, Dawn. Yes, we are in absolutely freezing cold Edinburgh for Hogmanay celebrations. Edinburgh is absolutely famous for their New Year's Eve celebrations. They're actually known around the world for having the world's largest celebrations. We're expecting around 60,000 people to descend on Princes Street, where we are now, for the street party tonight. That is the famous third day of events here for Hogmanay. Like I say, 60,000 people attending. I know it looks pretty quiet around me now, but things will get busier at 8 o'clock when they open up the gates. And of course, we'll be here live throughout the evening, speaking to the crowds about how excited they are. And the street party does, of course, come ahead of the famous midnight fireworks, which will be set off above Edinburgh's castle, which you can see just behind me, which is beautifully lit up at the moment. The business of Hogmanay is quite a spectacular one. In 2018, the festival brought in nearly £40 million £100 from tourists who are coming from all over the world, and I'll definitely be contributing to that fund with tea and hot chocolate to try and stay warm.
And is that a ticketed event, Bethany, or can you just turn up, or do you have to buy tickets in advance? How does it work in Edinburgh?
So, Dawn, this year the street party is ticketed. The other events that were on throughout the 3 days, like the first day, the torchlight ceremony, that was ticketed as well. In previous years, that wasn't the case, and, you know, tens of thousands of people would come without tickets. But I think as a matter of control, crowd control, it is now necessary to have a ticket. There's other events going on, like the Christmas Carnival. There's been fairground rides that people were able to come in throughout the day up until about 5 p.m, where they didn't need tickets, and people were absolutely buzzing. The atmosphere here was electric, and I know that doesn't look like it at the moment, but I'm sure that'll pick up again beyond 8.
Bethany, just quickly and finally, you know the big hills around Edinburgh? Are you allowed to go and stand on them and watch the fireworks, or has anyone banned them?
Do you know what, Dawn, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm sure if you wanted to stand on a hill, you probably could, but you might freeze to death.
Well, there is that indeed. Bethany, Elsie, thank you so much. Enjoy the party tonight. We'll be going back to Bethany and Will throughout the night on GB News, where we are having a live party. Read a couple of your messages out. Lots of you are getting in touch as well. And Charlie is summing up a lot of what people are saying fireworks not under Labour, Britain is miserable. Lots of you are saying that, to be fair. And Sean has said, Khan was voted in, so London gets what it deserves. Thanks, we didn't all vote for him. I haven't visited in years and have no intention of going in the future. And Mary has said, hi, Dawn, I've decided to stay in and watch GB News and stay nice and warm. And that's a really good idea, because we have got a cracking party coming up for you, starting live at 10 o'clock. Might get a little bit messy. I've seen the bar outside. It's fully stocked already. I've got 5 of the best GB News presenters keeping you entertained. So, Scarlett, back to this fireworks, right? Watching from hills. In Edinburgh, it's fine. You can go and stand...
She doesn't know. I mean, give me a break. She doesn't know.
You could probably sit on Arthur's seat.
You can probably sit on Arthur's seat. You can climb up. It's fine on Hampstead Heath. I mean, you're making a fuss about one place. And also, what I really that's fine. Is that you. There is an assumption that it's about Sadiq Khan. It's got nothing to do with Sadiq Khan.
Sure, he could override.
No, he can't override the royal parks. He cannot override the royal parks. He cannot override the Met. They have operational control.
The Met have said nothing to do with them.
Absolutely, and the royal parks really are nothing to do with Sadiq Khan. They're actually.
But the royal parks.
You can talk to the king if you're really cross. You can go and talk to the king.
Great. Should we go and talk to the king?
I suppose you'd like to. I'm sure he's busy. But I was just thinking, talking about Hogmanay being Edinburgh being the world's biggest New Year's Eve party, 60,000, she said. In 1996, there were 400,000. That's when it was the biggest party. 60,000 isn't the biggest party in the world.
No, I mean, I would have thought...
It was 400,000.
I thought Sydney...
But then they started ticketing, and then they started bringing in police lines, then they started... And so guess what? It's now a ticketed event. It's now all totally, it's very twee. It's become a much more controlled, much more rules. When it was Hogmanay, back in '96, 400,000 people turned up. Now I don't know. There may have been the odd stramash. There might be the odd scrap. Of course there was. But I suspect the party then was somewhat more fun than it's going to be tonight.
What do you think? I mean, Nigel Farage's New Year's speech today. I mean, he did say that we're all feeling a bit more gloomy now. And I have to admit, I'm one of life's natural optimists. You know, glass is always half full. Still, actually very full, to be honest with you. But, I mean, I do feel a bit gloomy going into this year.
Oh, I don't.
Don't you?
No, I mean, life's for fun, life's for living.
Well, absolutely.
No matter what the government of the day tries to make us do, we have to live it ourselves rather than through the rules and regulations which are handed down.
But we can't avoid the rules and regulations. I mean, no, Scarlett's fine with being locked out of the parks that she as a taxpayer pays for, but...
One park.
It's not one park, Scarlett. It's not.
And I do go to Hampstead Heath a lot, and I love it. And
really?
I go to Highgate Wood, and
Spanish. You had index, didn't you?
Absolutely. I have once swum in the women's pond, but mostly I find it too cold. And Highgate Wood, and I mean, that's the amazing thing about living in London, actually, is the amount of green spaces.
Yeah. And by the way, if people are saying this is very London-centric, well, we have obviously been up to Edinburgh now as well. And the reason we're talking about London is because this is where we had the big fireworks, and lots of people, I know people have travelled, and lots of people saying you wouldn't travel to London.
I guess stuff's going on in Belfast, in Cardiff.
Manchester.
I'm sure.
I mean, there must be things absolutely everywhere.
I know.
Right.
Though I might not make it, there's stuff going on in Melksham tonight, and I hope to make it back from here.
Right. Parties there then?
Oh, absolutely.
OK.
Last year, 2 years ago, I was in the Con Club, and it was everything you'd expect. Vinyl floors.
I think we'll just leave it on the vinyl floor. I think we'll leave it on the vinyl floors and Scarlett hanging around Hampstead Heath, shall we? OK, coming up, should political New Year resolutions be about, I don't know, what do you reckon? Putting British people first? I think that'd be a good one, don't you? See you soon.
Ready to soak up that holiday sunshine?
Won't we need some cover?
No worries, all sorted.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Hello, are you heading away for the new year? Well, there is some unsettled weather, some cold weather across Europe, in fact. Storm Francis is bringing some very wet weather to the Canaries through New Year's Day and into the weekend, as well as parts of Spain and Portugal. Comparatively drier for more central areas, though it is colder than it usually is at this time of year. The good news is, though, as it turns colder for the UK, it will slowly start to warm up into next week in the east. Bye-bye.
All Clear Travel Insurance sponsors GB News Travel Destinations Forecast.
Good evening, this is your GB News weather forecast coming to you from the Met Office on this, the last day of 2025. Much colder weather to come as we go into the new year. It's going to be windy in the north and plenty of showers too. That's because there's an area of low pressure near Scandinavia that's driving a cold northerly wind across us, and it's this that's pushing in plenty of showers, mainly across Scotland, and here they will be turning increasingly wintry as we go through the night, but some showers pushing into parts of Northern Ireland, the far north of England, maybe North Wales as well through the early hours of tomorrow morning. Further south, staying drier, but an early frost before cloud pushes in, lifting temperatures. So for many, when we get to dawn, it will generally be a few degrees above freezing. Then through tomorrow itself, well, it is cold, and it is also going to be wintry. Some snow showers across parts of Scotland, particularly the northern half. Watch out for some difficult driving conditions with snow and ice building up. A few showers across parts of Northern Ireland. Quite grey, quite cloudy here, much brighter across northern parts of England and also southern Scotland. More cloud for central southern England and Wales through the morning. There is a sort of front pushing its way through, and that's bringing some outbreaks of mostly rain, but there could be a bit of wintriness, a little bit of sleet or snow over the higher ground. That then pushes its way southwards. We do then end up with a few showery bursts of rain across parts of Wales, western England maybe, and also Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, we continue with the snow showers piling in across northern parts of Scotland, which is why those snow accumulations are going to build up. It is going to be a cold day, temperatures a little bit below average for the time of year and feeling colder in those strong winds. Then heading into the 2nd of January, well, we stick with that cold northerly wind, continue to bring plenty of showers of snow to northern parts of Scotland and some wintry showers feeding down both the western and eastern side. But in between, lots of dry, sunny weather to be had. More cold northerly winds bringing snow showers in areas exposed to them as we go through this weekend. Happy New Year.
Thank you for making us Britain's #1 news channel. Together, we have built something truly extraordinary.
Good evening, this is the latest AI travel news from GBnews.com. On the A9000, that's the Forth Road Bridge, high winds are making conditions tricky, so take extra care and allow more braking distance. In Lancashire, the M65 westbound entry slip at Junction 6 is shut due to a police incident, with all lanes closed. Conditions should ease after 7:15 this evening. And on the trains, Avanti West Coast has major engineering work between Milton Keynes Central and Northampton, or Rugby, while Cross Country reports major engineering work in the Cambridge area, plus disruption between Doncaster and Sheffield. For more travel news, go to gbnews.com.
Hello, welcome back to Dewbs & Co with me, Dawn Neeson, on New Year's Eve. Hope you're having a cracking time out there and getting ready for maybe a bit of a party. Or a lot of you are saying you're just going to have a nice, warm, cosy night in and sit and watch GB News, which is a great idea because it's going to be a great show coming up at 10 o'clock tonight. It's live as well. Now, 2025 was the year when unvetted migrants were put up in cushy hotels at the taxpayers' expense. Businesses felt the pinch, and for many, there was undeniable feeling of despair. You're right, you're allergic to champagne, Gwen. But it was also the year when people proudly hitched their national flags to lampposts, where we started honest conversations. And if the polls are to be believed, the public are giving a damning verdict on the status quo. So here's a revolutionary resolution, God, that takes some doing, for the politicians this year, OK, this new year. Should all politicians actually start to put British people first and put people who refuse to accept British values have no place here. British people, British values first. What do we reckon to this one, Scarlett?
So what are the British values that we're worried about?
Well, they're not actually being able to abort baby girls, which we've been told we can do recently. We're not about supporting female genital mutilation, and we're not about having Egyptian, because that's probably what it is, Egyptians coming into the country who declare their hatred for us and want to kill Jewish people.
No, OK.
They're not British values.
No, hold on. I do think that if you look at British values, that most of the people, and we're talking about people who are coming to this country, have them, right? Is that actually there is no question that we are very, very tough on female genital mutilation, that quite rightly, and what we need to do is to stop young girls being taken back to places where it happens.
The British Journal of Medical Ethics recently defended female genital mutilation because there are cultural issues to be considered.
Scott, on this, France is very strong on FGM, really strong. The last people arrested, French people arrested for FGM, were arrested as they got off a Eurostar, having come to Britain to have it done.
Right.
I'm sorry, we are weak on FGM.
Right. Well, no, and of course
because we are nervous. We are culturally sensitive.
Actually, I don't think that's true. There was, I'm trying to think of her name, who was a great pal of Boris Johnson and Carrie.
Nim Kowali.
Yeah.
She did a fantastic job in Somaliland.
And
you got both the opposition and the government of Somaliland to announce it's their policy. Yes, she did a fantastic job. However, it is still weak here.
No, I know. I mean, I think there is no question that it is absolutely wrong, and that we believe it's wrong, and that we say that. I mean, I don't know where you get this and this. So then, if we get on to abortion, where I did read the thing, and what the BPAS is saying is that in special circumstances, and it can happen to there are things that go down the sexes. So if you're worried about haemophilia, right, you don't want to have a boy. If you've got haemophilia in your family, you'll be passing it on to a boy. So actually, sometimes, and that is wrong. But I know that I mean, organisations like Oxfam and Save the Children do an awful lot of work to stop female genital mutilation and aborting by sex. I mean, Oxfam had a whole thing.
Yeah, but we're not talking about aborting baby boys. We're talking about aborting baby girls.
Yeah.
And so
it can happen. There are
46 million. That's the estimated number of girls missing from India's population over the last century because baby girls are considered less than baby boys.
It's absolutely. You're completely right. And Oxfam did a whole campaign about missing girls. Right. That's what we can't have. And they did the campaign in India with Indian women, with Indian people. So actually, we do campaign about it. And of course, it's wrong if it's done here.
Why are we going tiptoeing around cultural sensitivities that have nothing to do with British culture? Why are we importing these ideas from misogynistic third world countries that have no place because we're frightened of upsetting people?
But Dawn, will you tell me where these abortion clinics are, where you go in and say, I'm going to have a girl, I want to have it aborted? Because it really doesn't happen.
Well, it really does, according to statistics. But certainly
it does happen, but they're hardly going to advertise it in the public will, are they? But this is word of mouth stuff.
Certainly with Indian women having third babies.
But I think, sadly, this isn't really about them, it's about us. I feel that where we've gone wrong is we've given up on ourselves, and we cannot expect those who arrive here to believe in what we believe if we've given up believing it. If we were confident in our own culture, if we were confident in our own society, if we were confident in our history and our traditions and all the rest of it, then guess what? People arriving here would want to be part of that. But we're not, and so why should they?
Do you think that's true, Scarlett? Do you think that if we were stronger on our British values and our British culture, that people coming here would actually support that? Or do you think...
So I would say that one of the problems with British culture at the moment is that there is an epidemic, as was on your thing, of sexual violence towards women, right? And actually, we can't blame immigration for that.
Hold on a minute. If we're talking about the rape gangs here...
No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not talking about the rape gangs. I'm talking about...
includes sexual violence
Yes,
to women and girls.
I am talking about a university like Bristol that has 500 rapes a year, right, about 1% of which gets told to the police. I am talking about a terrible, terrible thing about what is happening to girls and women.
Scarlett,
and that is what we need to stop.
Scarlett, absolutely. Now,
right.
What I find absolutely bizarre, as we have a society become more and more feminised in many, many ways, we have seen, supposedly, it may have been a lack of reporting in the past, but a massive increase in violence towards women and girls. Now, I'm old. When I was brought up, I was told, absolutely, you never, ever, ever hit a woman. Ever. Now, I was taught that being the chivalric ideals were the things you should hold close. But that's toxic masculinity. And society has got itself in such a mess. If you teach boys to behave with... Focus on good manners. Focus on the traditional values of masculinity. And guess what? That doesn't include hitting women and treating women badly. And we have got rid of those and relate... We are supposed to be a kinder society. Everybody's got their hashtags of be kind. We're not a kinder society.
I know.
And this
but
feminisation of society
don't
has
tell
not
me,
succeeded in making life better for women.
Don't tell me that when we were young, right, that actually there wasn't domestic abuse. But in that case, it was. We're not going to talk about that. That still 2 women a week were killed by their partner or ex-partner.
There is an epidemic. I totally agree with you, Scarlett, against violence against women and girls.
It's weird. It's got worse when we're supposed to be got nicer. I don't get it.
But actually, so let's not blame the women. So let's talk about change. This is the culture that we want, a kind culture, right?
But I would say chivalric culture is the sort of culture would do us no harm.
And what I'm confused about is why we're importing men from misogynistic cultures who think women are less than farm animals. It doesn't make any sense to me. In any case, we are running out of time on that one. But thank you very much for your comments on that one. A bit heavy for New Year, possibly, I don't know. Talking of which, it is New Year's Eve. And you won't want to miss this tonight. New Year's Eve live-ish, because I will be drinking a lot by that stage, with Beth Turner, Ben Leo, Alex Armstrong, Miriam Gates and Darren Grime. That's all here at 10 o'clock. It's fireworks, it's fizz, and it's probably a bit of furious debate in there as well. So ring in the new year with us on GB News. Now, coming up, we're looking at the celebrations tonight, looking forward, and talking about those pesky New Year's resolutions. Are you giving anything up? I am giving up. See you soon.
I'm Michelle Dewberry. This is Dewbs & Co. with you.
Hello, everyone. Patrick Christie is here. GB News.
Britain's news channel.
Access the stories that matter to you. Take the GB News family with you on any device. And as long as you have an internet connection, tune in to GB News, anywhere on the planet or beyond. GB News, the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Britain deserves a newsroom that puts the facts and your voice first.
Well, and that's what you get on GB News. Lively debates, lively conversations.
And we're not afraid to hold power to account.
And each other. So join me, Andrew Pearce.
And me, Miriam Gates, for Britain's Newsroom, weekdays from 9:30 on GB News.
Bold. They are under no illusion.
Ray.
Are you a human trafficker?
Boundless. I've had enough of the nonsense, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Don't get us on the BBC.
Every weeknight, I tear through the headlines.
The smell of gasoline. Should we be worried about it?
From Westminster madness to cultural war chaos.
What I'm going to do now, they are throwing things out the car as we speak.
Get ready, Britain.
Here we go. Patrick Christie's tonight, weeknights from 9 p.m. only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Join me, Nana Okoye, for an informative, interactive news programme with a difference. It's fun.
No, you didn't say that, Dave.
I'm so surprised.
I think there's an element of truth to that.
Join me from 3 p.m. every weekend, only on GB News, Britain's news channel.
Mornings don't have to be tiresome, especially if you have the right company.
Wake up to news as it happens, opinion and debate, and of course, a little bit of entertainment too.
Because when the kettle's on, we're on.
That's Breakfast on GB News, a show worth waking up for.
Every morning from 6 a.m.
Only on the People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
We'll spread the news, you spread the word.
No matter the state it's in, this is our nation. Join me, Jacob Rees-Mogg, for a genuine, honest discussion on where we have been, where we are going, and where we are with the people who set the direction. Tune in to State of the Nation every Monday to Thursday, 8 to 9 o'clock. Only on GB News.
Westminster's full of talk, but out here, it's the real world.
Am I allowed to talk now?
No, that's it. This is where it matters, real people and real lives. That's what politics is all about.
In fact, has Trump made a good start? No.
Straight answers, no spin, and just a couple of pints.
How many fingers have I got up?
About 10. So join me for Lee Anderson's Real World every Friday at 7 p.m. only on GB News. The People's Channel, Britain's news channel.
Hello, welcome back to Dewbs & Co. with me, Dawn Neeson, tonight on New Year's Eve. Hope you're having a cracking time out there. We've got cracking evening entertainment for you as well. So if you don't want to go out in the cold, I wouldn't if I was you. But we have got reporters out in the cold around the countries for you, talking about what's going to happen. So let's go straight away now to a GB News reporter, the wonderful Doogie Beattie, who is in Dublin. Doogie.
Well, how are you, Don? We've been together all Christmas. What a Christmas it's been. And now we're New Year, and we're in the party capital of Ireland. We're in Temple Bar in Dublin. This is known for entertainment and a bit of loutish behaviour, it must be said. But at this moment in time, you can just see up behind us here, looking up this street, the lovely City Hall that sits there. And in behind that is the castle. And later on, there'll be fireworks there you'll be able to see right across Dublin. The Liffey looks splendid. Just about 500 yards behind us, all lit up, and revellers just haven't come out at this time of the day. The Irish do like their cheap drink, and apparently it's over €10 a pint here at the moment, and some of the bars every hour will be putting that up, so the tills go ka-ching in the hour, and up she goes, another few cent, and it could become a very expensive New Year's Eve. So most of those party revellers we don't expect to see here till about 9 o'clock. So there is a bit of a show going on behind RTE television, have that going on at the moment in the castle grounds. They were practicing with fireworks earlier on. Strange that in Ireland the bangs are now fireworks and nothing else. But yes, it's looking and shaping up to be a really, really good New Year's Eve here in the Republic of Ireland, and as I say, the party capital of Ireland, Temple Bar.
Doogie, make the most of it. We'll be coming back to you later through the night, and watch as you enjoy yourself, hopefully, at some time as well. That's Doogie Beattie in Dublin for us. Thank you very much. OK, and now are we going to Isabel Feculek, who is in Cardiff for us. Isabel, what's happening there?
Well, similar to what Dougie said there, it's not quite the time yet. People are just coming out. I'm in the heart of Cardiff. Behind me, St Mary Street is filled with bars and venues where a lot of the celebrations will be happening. And you can see quite a few bits of footfall, but yeah, people not quite out yet for the night. That might be to do with the cold. It's about 1 degree here, so people wrapped up warm. Still wearing sequins though, and I've been speaking to people throughout the night about where they'll be going. Some will be going to see some comedy, some doing some karaoke. Later on today we'll be going down to the marina where we'll see a firework display over the bay. It used to happen here at the castle, but that hasn't happened here since 2019, so those council firework displays just not happening as much anymore. So it'll be a slightly smaller private display, but nonetheless we'll be there overlooking the bay. A beautiful view of the fireworks later tonight.
Isabel, thank you so much. That's Isabel Feculak, who's in Cardiff for us, and she will be coming back to us live throughout the night here as well. I've still got Scarlett and Gwen in the studio with me, and we are going to talk about those for the last 2 minutes of the show. Going to put you on the spot now. New Year's resolutions. Scarlett, what's yours?
I haven't got one. I'm just hopeless at them. I mean, you know, because So, in 1982, I made New Year's resolution to stop eating meat, which for me was like giving up cigarettes, really difficult. And I mostly kept to it for however many years that is. And actually, I've never made another one since.
OK, Gwen? I'll tell you what, we're not doing dry January here, are we?
What a resolution is to write more letters, longhand. Write to people with proper pen and ink.
That's actually quite a nice idea.
That is a lovely one. Actually, I mostly do it.
Yeah.
For
by
condolences.
email, by text, or all the rest of it.
No, condolences I do send across them.
You know what the most common...
That's when I go and visit them and I have to write a condolence letter afterwards.
Do you know what the most common resolution everyone's going to make tonight is to exercise more, OK?
Yes.
Followed by, that might help, actually. Then followed by losing weight, followed by getting organised, and then learning a new skill or hobby, travelling, reading books, but only 46% of us stick to them in any case. And what's that date? It is the second Friday in January. It's called Quitter's Day. Bet you can't guess why, because we all give up on our New Year's resolution. OK, well, all that's left for me to do is to thank Scarlett and Gwen, and thank you so much for your company. This is our... it's New Year's Eve, so wish you all a very, very happy New Year out there. Don't go too far, because we have got a cracking evening entertainment coming up for you, including that show at 10 o'clock. We've got 5 of the most entertaining, obviously I'm not going to be there because I've done this bit, entertaining GB News hosts for you, and they have got a fully stocked bar. You can see them there. Fully stocked bar, so you don't want to miss that. That's at 10 o'clock, but don't go anywhere, because GB News tonight is up next, and a happy New Year, everybody. Enjoy yourselves.
Expect warm spells with the odd rude interruption. Box Boiler sponsors the weather on GB News.
Good evening, this is your GB News weather forecast coming to you from the Met Office on this, the last day of 2025. Much colder weather to come as we go into the new year. It's going to be windy in the north and plenty of showers too. That's because there's an area of low pressure near Scandinavia that's driving a cold northerly wind across us, and it's this that's pushing in plenty of showers, mainly across Scotland, and here they will be turning increasingly wintry as we go through the night, but some showers pushing into parts of Northern Ireland, the far north of England, maybe North Wales as well through the early hours of tomorrow morning. Further south, staying drier, but an early frost before cloud pushes in, lifting temperatures. So for many, when we get to dawn, it will generally be a few degrees above freezing. Then through tomorrow itself, well, it is cold, and it is also going to be wintry. Some snow showers across parts of Scotland, particularly the northern half. Watch out for some difficult driving conditions with snow and ice building up. A few showers across parts of Northern Ireland. Quite grey, quite cloudy here, much brighter across northern parts of England and also southern Scotland. More cloud for central southern England and Wales through the morning. There is a sort of front pushing its way through, and that's bringing some outbreaks of mostly rain, but there could be a bit of wintriness, a little bit of sleet or snow over the higher ground. That then pushes its way southwards. We do then end up with a few showery bursts of rain across parts of Wales, western England maybe, and also Northern Ireland. Meanwhile, we continue with the snow showers piling in